Welcome to our channel. So in today's quality control lecture, we are going to discuss about Nortriptyline tablets, and particularly we are going to discuss about UV analysis. This is UV spectrophotometry. So we are going to discuss about UV analysis of Nortriptyline tablets. So when we're discussing about Nortriptyline tablet, one thing that needs to be clear, like uh, some of the uses of Nortriptyline, and then we will discuss about how the UV spectrophotometer or UV analysis of nortriptyline can be carried out. So in general, when you're talking about nortriptyline tablets, they comes in two strengths generally. One is 10 mg and one is 25 mg. These tablets are used to cure depression, like people who are facing depression are prescribed to take nortriptyline tablets. So in this video, generally we're discussing about quality control. So one of the analysis conducted during the quality control of the nortriptyline is UV analysis. So how UV analysis is being taken? So there are certain parameters. So to conduct the UV analysis of nortriptyline or any of the tablets, there are certain factors that need to be met. First of all, you must have some standard. So if you are testing nortriptyline, so there must be nortriptyline standard, and that should be according to specification. So this all depends upon like what kind of standard you have to use. There are different kind of standards. So how much gram of the standard that you need to take, that is according to specification, and specifications are designed according to the client, like manufacturer or client, which company has manufactured this medicine. So you have to check according to that. So first thing you need to know about the standard, then you need to know about sample preparation, how the sample is prepared. So if we are talking about nortriptyline and its UV analysis, I will show you like how it can be carried out. So in when we're talking about standard preparation, so so you are in quality control. What you are doing, that is according to specification and certain rules. Like if you are doing in like UK, there is a British Pharmacopoeia that you need to follow those standards, things, standard methods. So generally, when you are doing the analysis, UV analysis of nortriptyline, you have to take around 25 mg of standard of nortriptyline. So if you're taking 25 mg of nortriptyline standard, that should be taken in 100 ml volumetric flask. Then it should be completely dried, and you will take like 25 mg of that standard of nortriptyline. And this standard, then you need to fill up to 70 ml with diluent. So in this case, the diluent for nortriptyline is water and methanol. So which ratio has been used? That is methanol So which ratio of the water and methanol is used? Like if you are preparing 1000 ml, so 800 ml would be methanol and 200 ml will be water. So this diluent is prepared. So you will prepare diluent before the start of the UV analysis, so that for dilution you can use that diluent. So when you are doing the analysis, you can take out the weight of 25 mg of the standard, place it in this is 100 ml volumetric flask. So we will place the 25 mg of the standard in that 100 ml of volumetric flask, and then you have to dilute it with the diluent up to 70 ml. Then when you dilute that, after that you have to sonicate for like 10 to 15 minutes. You can then sonicate for 10, that will be 10 to 15 minutes. So that should be according to specification, but generally it has to be sonicated for 10 to 15 minutes. So it should be sonicated along with that of sample. So how the sample preparation is done, that's the standard preparation. Then you need to do sample preparation. So for sample preparation, you have to take like 20 mg of equivalent weight of nortriptyline. So you have to calculate that how much mg would become, that you have to check the average weight. For calculating equivalent weight, you must have average weight that should be mentioned in the specification. So you must know the average weight of that tablet that you are testing. You must know the strength of tablet, like 25 mg or 10 mg, what tablets you are testing. So you have to know that as well. So if you know this, then you will be able to calculate the equivalent weight. So after calculating the equivalent weight, that should approximately become around like 148 mg. So I can clearly write this one. That become 148 mg. So 148 mg you have to take and then weigh, and then you have to place that in same 100 ml volumetric loss. They should be 100 ml, and you have to mark up to 70 ml or fill up to 70 ml with diluent. So when you fill up to 70 ml with the diluent, then in the same process, whatever the batches, like if you got 5 batches, then same process can be used to prepare the solutions. So what you got is, let's say you got 3 batches. So the first one, we say that this is a standard. There's a standard, and then you got 3 sample batches, 3 different batches of medicine. So what you have to do is follow the same process. This all up to the mark of 70 ml. This is 70 ml, and all other are also, these are all sample. So you need to sonicate these things. So you will follow the sonication. Sonicate for 10 to 15 minutes. Then after sonication, what you have to do is you have to then fill up to the volume. You have to fill up to the volume with diluent. That in this case I mentioned like there's water and methanol. So say this was up to the level of 70 ml. Then if you fill that become with the diluent, that become 100 ml. So the concentration would change. When you have the 100 ml of the solution, then you got two options. One is with the standard. So standard you can use straight away for the UV analysis. For the sample, after dilution up to the 100 ml, you need to then centrifuge. Centrifugation is done around like 3000 rpm and for 10 minutes. Generally this is the criteria. So when you sonicate after 10 minutes, then you can take up to the samples. So you know you got 100 ml of standard, and then same you got, but now this time you will take like 15 ml or 10 ml from those volumetric flaws that I mentioned from here, because you make up to the volume, and then after that, here I mentioned like you will follow the same process. Like after sonication, you got the 70 ml of the sample as well. Sample you also got 70 ml after, you can say, sonication, and then you have to make up to the volume with the diluent. And after that, you can take some amount from this 100 ml of the sample, and then you can place it in centrifuge tube, like 10 ml, or you can take 15 ml. So from this 10 ml, like if you got 3 samples, you get 3 centrifuge tubes. These are all 10 ml. So all these three like samples, and this one is standard. There's standard, and these are all sample. So after these are all the preparation for the UV. After that, the analysis would become, then you need to start the analysis. So you have to take the precision cells, and then for the blank, first you need to run the blank samples. Blank is just a diluent. These are used in UV analysis to set up the baseline. After setting up the baseline, then you need to run, one is your sample or standard or sample, and one tube contains your diluent. and then you need to start. And what you need to check is you need to check the maxima, and mostly I will show you how it's been done in the UV spectrophotometer. That is that should become 239 nanometer. That's the maximum. So for the standard, you will get a curve like you will test around 200 to 300 nanometer. That's your range. So the maximum would lie around 239. So you will get a graph like these ones for the sample for the standards. So that lies around 239.0 nanometer. It is the wavelength that the maximum absorbance would take place. So how do you place those samples? I will show you in that UV spectrophotometer. So that's our UV spectrophotometer. So these are the precision cells. So there's not like there's a black thing, so you are unable to see. These are the precision. So that would be the diluent. So first you will test for the standard, then remove the standard, and then place the sample, and you will test if you got a 3 samples, so you test for 3. And then when the analysis is finished, you have to check like there should be certain specific range like plus minus 2. If the standard is say like 239 nanometer, the maximum occur, and if your sample is around 238.4, so that should be fine, or it become 240, then this also be fine. So you have to check according to specification what's the deviation limit, what's the maximum minimum it can go for the maximum for UV spectrophotometer. So if it's is within the range, then the UV analysis of that medicine is fine. Then you need to sign accordingly. And for any analysis that you're doing for like UV or any analysis in quality control, you have to log, you have to check the time in each and everything else. So that's the UV analysis. I'm not going into the how the UV analysis is carried out. I have laid out the foundation in terms of the quality control for Nortriptyline tablets, how the UV analysis is being done. So that's the specification. Different clients have different setup for conditions to conduct the UV analysis. So you will check accordingly, but that's the general things that need to be followed when doing UV analysis for Nortriptyline tablets. So if you have any question, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching.